Okay. I am not put together. I am not put together. But that's okay. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Live. Let's go to the boards of dashes. Hey! Okay, there we go. I am getting myself together because I am not together. The audacity of me to not be ready when I knew this was coming. Hey, hey! Hey, auxiliary, Jazz, Neko, Suki. You said, hi, I'm on time. Mm-mm. You do a little party dance? Okay. How are y'all doing? I think I know how some of you may be doing, but how are y'all doing today? Also, can you herbs like do better? Float to, go to the bottom. Okay. I've got some new tea, but it's all floating like at the top right now because the water hasn't weighed it down enough yet. So I'm just like, come on, hurry up, hurry up. Anyway, but yeah, how are y'all doing today? Good. Suki is doing good. Wonderful. You said it's the bag. Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense. But I do notice though, like once the water weighs it down, like over time, it does sink. Like it's already sunken lower. So, but no, it's not the bag because for the first time, tried hibiscus tea yesterday, and all of those were floating at the top until after a while, then they like sank to the bottom. So, what tea? Great question. Um, I don't remember. But it was from the same company as my last tea, the herbs mixed. I know there's hibiscus in it and something or other else in it. Was ginseng in it? I honestly don't remember, y'all. I just bought it. I saw the ingredients and I was like, okay, let's try it. But it's too many ingredients for me to remember. But they're all natural ingredients. That's what's the most important thing. But then I did also buy a bag of dried hibiscus leaves, and whoa, your girl was blown away, quite literally, when I tasted it. I was like, whoa, okay. Very potent. Also very vibrant in color, but it was just like, wow, okay, this is like lemon-ish, if you will. It's very interesting, so I use way too much. Hey, Cookielicious. Tea! Yes, you feel so awake, hyped up on green tea. That's nice. You should make some for yourself. You're making tea right now. Ooh, nice. Yet, yes, the same brand, the exact same brand, just a different flavor this time around. You said Jamaica is so strong, especially full leaves. It's pretty good. I don't think I've ever heard of that or tried that before. Um, but yeah, I was just like, let me try something different. I really did like the last one I got, but I like to just test things out, experiment, see what I feel like works for me. And I'm not really a huge tea drinker in the first place. So I really want to make sure that whatever tea that I get, it's something that is really suited to my tastes. Hibiscus is a fun tea to work with. Yeah, I bet. Like when I taste it, I wish I would have done a video of my first reaction of ever tasting it because I was like, it took me so by surprise. But I was like, oh my gosh, the things I could do with you. So yes, your girl is going to be experimenting because wow, that's probably like I put way too many leaves in, so it was too much. But I was like, I think this might be my favorite when it comes to doing things because I also have a juicer, a Nama juicer, and I think the juices that I make, Amazon, the juices that I make from that would go excellent if I put also some of the hibiscus tea in there, like after the juice is juiced. Um, okay, I just saw Amazon come. Your girl's excited because I bought two more books. and they're here. I love it when books arrive. It's like my favorite thing in the whole world. Books, books, books. Reading books, buying books, putting books on my TBR. Reading books, buying books, putting books on my TBR. Anyway, that was a random little song. You said you have one that's mixed with dried cranberries, dried blueberries, and raisins. You lost me at the raisins, but dried berries sounds great. No, I'm kidding. All of it sounds great. I just don't like to eat raisins or craisins. Um, you said you're doing your laundry today. Oh, I hate doing laundry. I don't mind putting the clothes in the washer and the dryer. It's the folding them and hanging them up that I'm just like, ugh. Can I not? Can I do something else? Jamaica, Micah. At least I'm saying Micah because that's how it's pronounced in the Bible. Maybe it's Mika, who knows? It's just another name for hibiscus flower. Oh, Mexican restaurants sell it. Very, very sweet. What to? I'll go get them. Hold on. I'm gonna go get them really quickly. Ooh. I'm back. I also went ahead and grabbed the tea so I could tell you guys. Um, you say, yay, books! You're sipping coffee at 8 p.m.? NFS. What are you doing? Humming with excitement. Yes. Okay, so yes, it's going to be another unboxing. It won't be as chaotic as the last one. Oh, also, I did promise NFS that from now on, any other figurines I bought, that I would totally unbox them with you guys so we could just have that moment together. So, yeah, same brand. This one is for Pressure Balance, called Pressure Balance Tea, nurturing health one sip at a time. 100% natural ingredients tea. 30 bags. Gluten-free, non-GMO, additives-free, caffeine-free. Unlike someone else who's drinking coffee at 8 p.m. So it has hawthorn berry, hibiscus, lavender, fennel seed, chamomile, ginger root, cinnamon, carob seed pod, and cardamom seeds. Now you see why I couldn't remember what was in it other than hibiscus. Way too many ingredients. At least for me to remember. So here it is. I got it off Amazon. Supposed to pressure balance. Don't have, well, if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, and if your children under 14 years of age, consult a doctor before using it. Okay, keep out of reach of young children. But yeah, so I'm excited. And okay, now I need the details on that tea. What more details? Wait, I tried to get them all. That's one heck of a blend you want. Hold on, let me pull up the I'll pull up the link for you guys and you can go straight to it. Hold on. Are you guys seriously cutting the grass right now? Why? Wait, Shema. Okay. Let me make sure I get the same brand. And it wasn't that expensive either, you guys. That was the part that got me. I'm like, 30 tea bags? For, okay. Here we go. Okay, so this is supposed to be good for your blood sugar, blood pressure, indigestion, excessive stress, constipation, and insomnia. So, oh, thank you, Suki. I just happened to look over because I'm about to put the link in the comments, and I see you have given me some beautiful monies. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. Um, is is it saying the link is too long? Bro, how is it too long? Yo, this is not fair. Can I get a shorter link? I want to share it. Looking to see if there is another way that I can share it to my live stream today. Apparently not. Okay. Well then, I guess what I can do is give you. Oh wait. Will this be better? Whee! Got it. Okay. Sorry, I just went through so much of that. Let me see. You said you love cardamom tea. This will be my first time ever having cardamom tea. I have had cardamom before, like in rice or something. It was an interesting experience. But, you said that Lost sounded amazing. My stream is a bit behind. Oh, that's okay. There's always a lag with these live streams. It's never going to be like 100% on point for everyone. But it sounds delightful. Yes. You're trying reverse psychology on your brain. Okay. If you say so. You better get this tea then. Yes. Get the tea. Look, here's the link. I pinned it temporarily for y'all. It is $11.99 pre-tax, of course, for 30 bags. 30 bags. Okay? And you can, you can't really see from this. I'll try. You can see that it's not just dust, right? Some of them are broken down a bit, quite a bit, but you can see big chunks of things in there. So, yeah, I can't make it stop spinning while I'm holding the cup. But, yeah. You said put it in Discord. Well, I am going to put it in Discord too, but just for anyone who may not be in Discord, I wanted to make sure that you had access to it. But let me put that in Discord. I'll put it in the general chat for you guys. Ooh, yeah. I'll break up all your men if I wanted to. Me. You said we need a groupie name. I've been trying to find a group name for us. Think about one, but it's not coming. It's not coming to my mind. So, anyway, that's my tea. Now, let's put it on to, hold on. Let me just put it on here once more so YouTube can see it. Maybe they'll tag the item for me so I don't have to. But if not, I'll do it later. You said cardamom is considered a spice, so we use it here for almost all of our food. Oh, yeah. If you take significant amount of medicinal herbs, make sure they don't affect with your medicine. Yes, if you already are taking any kind of medicines or herbs and stuff, make sure it's not going to affect those, which is why you might want to consult your doctor. But anyway, time to unbox. This was not in the plan, but we're doing it because I wanna. And it's crazy because I think this series has like 7 books. There are only 4 physicals right now. No, there's more than that. But the 5th, 6th, and 7th book in the series are on Kakito's Patreon. And then, hold on. Just throw my boxes down. Okay, so here we go. This is going to be Volume 3 of Eric Linnaeus, A Family of Unkindness. And then Volume 4 of Eric Linnaeus, Flame of the Fae. Don't know what they're about just yet. I finished Volume 2 a few days ago, and then I was being a bad girl when it comes to salted fish. So I have not started, obviously, Volume 3. But I'm super duper excited because the way that Volume 2 ended, I was like, yeah. And then someone in the Discord for this series told me to just read the, what did they say? Hold on. was it the prologue? Or just the first page or the first chapter or something. They were like, just read that. Yeah, just read the prologue and you'll not be able to stop. And I was like, oh my God, okay, well, I guess I'm going to figure it out. So, look at those eyes. Like, oh my gosh. Do y'all see those? Also, I know there was someone on my channel, I believe it was Story Jumper, who was like, no, thank you to the horror aspect. But honestly, I've been reading this series and it is not scary. Like, it's not horror. It's just some horror moments, if you will, a little bit more on the, supernatural side and everything. But I don't think it's really that scary. Like, it's so, I mean, but anyway, I'm super excited to dig into this. I will be digging into this. I have to figure out which day that I will start. But you guys, I got all the hard copies. And look at how plump this book is. It's so plump. I love it. It is technically 456 pages, but that page literally has 2 lines. So, but that's a lot of pages. You said those brows are so well drawn. They are. I do love them so much. Honestly, if you guys just like go on YouTube and look at Kikito Lynn's artwork, her animations, they're so amazing. I'm telling you, it's what pulled me in, and I was like, yes, what is this? So this is our little unboxing. You said you love a good, well done horror content. Yes. Wait, unkindness is flock of what birds? That's a flock of birds? It is a flock of birds? Let's see. Let me not type with one hand. Which flock of birds is... Ravens. It says, an unkindness is the poetic traditional collective noun for a group of ravens, dating back to the 15th century Book of St. Albans. It is a term that reflects old folklore that viewed ravens as ill-omened trickster birds, or perhaps relates to their territorial behavior. They are also sometimes referred to as a conspiracy. Da, da, da. How plump Donmei needs to be. Yes, I know, that's what I was like. Wink, wink, nudge, nudging at. I'm like, look at how plump and thick these are. And each of the books are this thick. So thick. I love it. If I put my fingers, that's 2 fingers. Hold on, let me do it straight on. Yeah. Boom. So, you absolutely love Kaleidoscope of Death. A flock of crows is a murder. Yeah, well, I guess the ravens is going to be unkindness. So, hey, Story Jumper, you have arrived, and at a reasonable time. Yes, we have not gotten started. So, we need to talk about a couple of things, though. Before we get started on our chapter discussion, just let me... Okay. Let's discuss some things that are extremely important in general, but also potentially affect the way that this channel is going to run. Is anything set in stone? Absolutely not. But things are shifting. So, it has been brought to several of our attentions that Media Do is supposed to be taking over Seven Seas or whatever. They're merging or something of the sort. I'm trying to make sure I can get to this thing. This link. Trust? Yes, because I wanted to copy the link. Okay, there we go. What are y'all saying? Oh my God. Do not make it. Hold on. I'm trying to make sure I go all the way up. Okay. So this company called Media Do is going to be using AI for Seven Seas translations coming soon, whatever that timing may be. And we've been discussing it all morning, pretty much, in my Discord. And so, one of the things that has been mentioned in the midst of us being upset about AI being used for translations is that we can all go and complain about this. So I don't want us to dwell on this too long on this live session, but I want to put this link here for anyone who's not in our Discord so that if you want to, I'm not saying like you have to do it, but if you are someone who does not want AI to be used to translate our beautiful Danmei stories, then click this link to contact Media Do and tell them how much we hate this idea and we think it's absolutely stupid. Now, don't get me wrong. I did see in the comments on Twitter that, yeah, pretty much everyone's pissed off and is like, got it. So you don't want my money anymore? Okay, I'm not buying you. But again, this will just be a way for us to hopefully make a difference. I do not know. But one thing I will say, based on another post that was made, we will be continuing on with the QJJ series. Yeah, that's actually all I'm 100% clear on. As far as this series, as far as Thrice Married to a Salted Fish is concerned, I don't know. Like, I don't know if they are going to continue with their translators for the already in progress books, or if they are just changing for all of them except for the ones that are almost done. That's kind of something that's up in the air because I'm like, oh my gosh, we're reading Copper Coins, we're reading Thrice Married to a Salted Fish, which is also going to be a Patreon exclusive here. We're reading The Wife Comes First, we're reading QJJ, we're supposed to be reading The Legend of Exorcism, and I'm like, well, shit. We might not be reading any of this anymore, but if at least I know for sure, based on what one of the translators said, that QJJ is safe. But I don't know about these other ones that are like halfway done or less than halfway done. You said you sent their statement in Discord. Oh, I sent their statement? I thought I sent... Oh, no, sent you their statement. Sorry. I'm finna click on it. Okay, many have asked about AI and translation following the acquisition announcement. Seven Seas remains committed to human translators and the high editorial standards our readers and creators expect. Nothing about the acquisition changes how we translate our books. More info shortly. Okay. Nothing about the acquisition changes how we translate our books. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if I trust that. Don't know if I trust that at all. Like, yeah. I could trust it for the books that are already in progress, but like for any of the books that are being acquired, the licenses for them are being acquired, I don't know if I trust them. From volume 1 onward, I don't know if I trust them. You said, but yeah, it's kind of like it's not what the company says. Okay, copper coin should be good. Yeah, I mean, I figured, but still my brain is just like, which we'll know because I'm going to get it. And I feel like we'll be able to hear the difference if they decide to use AI rather than a person. Because the thing with AI is like ultimately it has a sound to it. Like even if some people think that AI stories may be cool or whatever, it has a sound. You know, the verbiage, the repetition of certain things, you can tell like, oh yeah, that's AI. And so, like, for all of these translators, they have their own unique voices in the way that they approach what the author has done. And so, if they were to switch to AI amid a story, I think we would know. we would definitely know. So, yeah, I'm hoping that The series that are almost done, like Copper Coins and like, Ballad of Sword and Wine, has been confirmed is going to be okay. But then for other series that are not almost done, but they're 50% or less done, like this series, it's literally only 50%, although the other one, I'm sure it is just in the final stages. So it's just been quite the conversation. And so the point is, if you guys want to reach out to this company to be like, hey, no, then that's the link, because we definitely don't want this to be the case. And now, no, Legend of Exorcism is not all out. It is specifically, hold on, let me tell you. Ooh, yeah, I'll break out all your if I wanted to. It has 4 out of 8 volumes released. The 5th volume is coming out April 21st. So then after that, it'll be 3 volumes left. And then, of course, they have an audiobook for volume 1, even though, that's not next. We have How to Survive as a Villain, but then Legend of Exorcism is next. So this one is slightly over halfway done then, even though we haven't gotten the 5th book yet. Actually, I don't know why I exited out of that. I could have kept that up in case any questions came out. That's the flattest statement they could do. I'm sure they did it because of all of the comments that were received. Because this would not be received well by anyone. Not by anyone. Yes, we'd be able to tell. It's very worrisome. And so it's just like, regardless of what they say, or if we're like, oh, well, this series should be okay, I think we should still reach out, because we don't want anything to turn into this. Like, it's important for them to know, because people are already upset about so many different aspects when it comes to Seven Seas. And I'm not taking this, moment to like bash them or anything like that. But even something as simple as the changes from French flaps to now just the one and done, or changes from, books having better quality paper to now you can see the words through images, and certain series are having less than 300 pages. There are a lot of things that people are already unhappy with, and I just feel like this here would make things a lot worse. And it's important that they know that, like, we want to be consumers, but please, like, listen to your consumers, please, like, seriously. So even most humans can't pick up all cultural nuance for good translation. Exactly. And shoot, even when I was listening to an interview that Kichter did with several of the translators, one of them had mentioned the fact that there are certain things that just cannot be translated directly because it wouldn't make sense in English. And so they have to find like the next best thing in English, some idiom or catchphrase that might be similar enough, but it still doesn't really give the full gravity of what was intended in the natural native language of Mandarin. So we'll see. You would trust the word of the people actually doing the translators over the company. Yes, that's why when Cookie put the statement from that lady saying like, this is being done by this person, this one by this person, I was like, okay, so these specific series are safe. I'll believe that. I will believe that. Just concerned about all of these new series that they've grabbed on. So, but yes, it's only 5 out. You, rarely want to buy physical copies. I know, I want Salted Fish so bad, y'all. I am only halfway through with the series. Yes, halfway through with the series. And this is definitely going in my top 5. That's all I can say. Where it's going, I don't know. But it has to be in my top 5. It's just so good. It's so good. This needs to continue to be translated by, didn't y'all used to put the translator right here? It needs to continue being translated by Mimi, Huayu, and Eli. because they have done phenomenal. Like I love this story so much. And yes, we must protect the translators and the artists. Yes, we have to protect them, protect their jobs, what they're doing, because what they're doing is something so amazing, right? Um, you said you want Peerless. It should be fine and not AI translated, but I want to give them money now. I mean, you do. Um, the art is so good. You're happy we talked you into reading it? Yay! Whoever translated the kink must be. I bet it was Eli. I'm just kidding. You can't rank anymore. Overwhelmed. You know, the more and more Danmei one reads, I feel like the harder it is to be like, oh, this is my favorite. This is my favorite. I feel like it has to be, okay, my top one Danmeis are, and have multiple Danmeis in the number one spot. But did anybody catch what I said? I don't know if anyone caught what I said because no one commented on it. Oh, it's a nice flavor. And I can see the hibiscus has tinted it a little bit. Did anyone catch what I said about salted fish? It's 4 books. I said I am halfway done. I was a bad girl this weekend. I was a very bad girl this weekend. You can't pick another one. I've said a lot. I don't have the money. I have the floors now. Wait, it's 4? Yes, it's going to be 4 volumes, and the 3rd volume looks very devastating. Not excited about it at all. But yes, 4 volumes. How much did I read? Well, there are 4 volumes, and I said I'm halfway done. There are 3 of The Wife Comes First, which is the other book that we're reading. There are 4. I read the whole volume 2. I did. Don't share what? Oh, I'm not sharing anything. Look, I don't have time to be doing all that. Y'all can look it up if you want. I finished the whole book. I could not help it. I could not help it. You said let them enjoy. Okay, so if there's one person you don't have to tell to not spoil anything, it's going to be me. I set the rule. So I'm not about to tell you guys all that happened. We are literally talking about the chapters that have been read for this. We are talking about this. And anytime we have done anything on our channel, you see the next cover once we are done with the book that we are on. We're in the beginning of volume 2. So y'all don't have to worry about me spoiling y'all with the cover of the next one or anything like that. Okay? All right. As much as I have ranted in Discord about me being spoiled on things big or small, I'm not about to do that to y'all. Okay? All right. You went from 17 to 35 yesterday, so it makes sense. It's so bingeable. Mari-chan is now added to the group. You'll finish volume 2 today or tomorrow. And I'm not going to lie, I did go to the fan translation and just read the first chapter of volume 3. But I stopped, okay? You think I need to poll everyone. Poll them for what? Did I miss something? You've already been spoiled on the cover of volume 3? Yeah. I mean, I already saw it too, and I was just like, welp. Because I think a lot of y'all slipped. Wait, so should I do a poll of who's already read it? You definitely slipped. It's okay. It is okay. So the thing that I did that is going to help me greatly, poll you has that far. Okay, so the thing that I will say is what I have done is I've read each chapter, especially since these chapters are so short. I read them, highlighted in over highlighted, if you will, but to help me summarize the chapter, read the whole thing, and then went back and did a summary of it. And then the highlights are there for me to be like, okay, I want to talk about this, I want to talk about that. And then as I kept reading, I eventually was like, okay, I'm tired of doing this for now, so I would just read. And then in my phone, I have all the summaries of everything. And each time we go through, then I'll, boom, there we go. So that will help me to make sure that I'm not going past anything. We're only saying what's in the notes. Okay, let's do a poll really quickly. Wait. Start a poll. Okay. Let's do one more. All right. There you go. How complete are you guys? You read chapter 48 accidentally? So what happened to chapter 47? How did you read chapter 48 accidentally? What did you Not even a fourth. Yeah, I know for you, auxiliary, you are you're almost there. I'm kind of wondering, wait, why are you here? I'll leave it alone. I'm just giving y'all a little bit more time. No chapters. Do you mean volumes for? Oh, I just mean when I say halfway done, I mean with the series. Sorry, y'all. Are y'all halfway done with the series? As in, you read all of volume 2? Have you read 75% of the whole story? Or are you all the way done with the entire series? I did mean to say that. I just put how far are you in Salted Fish, so your audio only. You don't mind being spoiled. More motivation. You read up to 48. Okay. Nice. You couldn't put it down. It was so not put downable. It was so not put downable. There we go. That's what I meant to say. So good. All right. I'm going to see what y'all put. So 83% of y'all are already done. Okay, 17% are halfway done, and there's no one who's like almost but not quite. Okay, cool. I am halfway done, so you are a fully salted fish. So I did slip, but I did not think Shitsuan would push off the cliff. 83% Shitsuan approved scholarship. Look, y'all. Okay, let's go ahead and get into this discussion about it before we just fly off the rails for too long. So first off, let's just go ahead and admire the cover once more. And then we have a beautiful little scorpion right here. Okay. And then one last time, I know I showed these in the last video, but one last time, look at these beautiful characters. Can they be any more beautiful? Okay. So, chapter 39. It feels so weird to talk about this chapter. And I'm not even, like, what are we doing? Okay. You said you were so busy drawing with your non-dominant hand. Yay, you didn't realize how far you'd listened until you actually looked at your phone. Oh, I could see how that happens. Yes, so pretty. So for chapter 39, basically, I was immediately offended. Because with the way this ended, I did not need the first sentence of chapter 39 to be, that night, Lu Wancheng died in front of Lin Tingyu. I was like, thanks. Didn't need the reminder. Even if I waited for 4 months, I really truly did not need the reminder. It was so offensive. So very offensive. He said you're being good. Look, I mean, I wasn't being good, so I feel like you all definitely have permission to not be good. So anyway, that's how it started. Which reminds me, really quickly, because I was talking to someone about this on Instagram, going back to book one for a second, and I was like, I thought I was tripping. But now that you brought it to my attention, no, I'm not tripping. In the final chapter, chapter 38, we have, I'm sorry for us to go back like this, but when it said that Lin Tingyu had told the servants to stay in their rooms that night, no one saw him wearing bright red wedding robes and holding an umbrella, his hair falling around him as he stood in the snow. No one could see. We didn't touch on that during the live because when I read that, I was like, okay, well, no one could see. But then it was like, no one could see. No one? Okay. Y'all picking up what I'm putting down? What I was thinking, but I thought maybe I was just tripping? Okay. You said, the author likes seeing us bleed. I swear I've been and continue to do until the very end, Mari-chan. Okay. But I just want to point that out. No one could see. Okay. Anyway, let's go back to this. So we have this very rude awakening in the beginning of the book. And basically in this chapter, we have Qingyue. He doesn't know what to do now. Now that Wancheng is gone. No one could see through tears. Well, I sure couldn't see through tears. But with the way that it said it, though, it was like, okay, no one, because he sent them all away. But then for it to repeat it in such a way, it was like, well, Wancheng? He was there, right? Could he not see? So that was something I meant to put that in the Discord, but then it just kind of escaped me because I kept reading, and then that was the end of that. So anyway, he doesn't know what to do. Qingyu is a very rational person. He usually has all of his emotions together and everything. However, in this moment, he is, oh, the books arrived! Yay! Wait, what books arrived? Yay, though! Oh, wait! Oh, the books arrived! Yay! Wait. I just feel like I went through so many things. You're talking about the Carrie Diaries? I'm so glad that you got them. That took me a moment. That took me a moment. Okay. And the text, 10-year clocks he can't see the moment he doesn't react. Yeah. He was like, he's just not gonna react? I was like, did I miss something from all of my note taking? Which is why I've decided to just binge, because I do feel like sometimes when I'm note taking that because my brain is so focused on, it's weird. My brain is so focused on let me make sure I get everything that sometimes I do miss things. Does that even make sense? Don't know. But yeah. It's wow, Mari Chain. When you put an I in there. I'm sorry. So anyway, he does not know what to do. And then at some point he actually cups Wancheng's cheek. And he's kneeling in front of him. And I have a highlight on page 10. So just let me, go to that really quickly. Um, basically, Wan Chung tells, I'm sorry, not Wan Chung. See, I can't stop thinking about him. Qingyu says to not cry. He says this to the servant. You know, he was like, if your tears land on him, you won't dream of him in the future, he said to Huan Tong. And so then when we move forward from that, which I will go to like some of my highlights, you guys, don't worry. Qingyu is having a moment. Okay. And some people might think it was more grief-written, if you will, because then he's also like, hey, this is not Lu Wancheng's name. His name is Jiang. He doesn't know the rest of it. And so everyone's like, okay, maybe he just needs to go lie down. And then we also have that he stayed at the coffin until dawn. Everybody else was gone, but he was still there. And then he just has this like dream, right? Where he encounters some mystery guy who's really hot, basically. And he was caught by surprise. He said there are 5 stages of grief, right? And this guy is like teasing him. He's like, aren't I more handsome than Lu Wancheng? And Qingyu is just like, and he was like, isn't my voice nicer too? And he's like, here, feel my abs. Oh my gosh. And so he's having this dream or whatever, and he even gets picked up in the dream. And he's just wondering what's going on in this moment. And so I think actually those were pretty much the most important things about this. But yeah, it's just seeing him different from his usual calm self. We get a lot of that in chapter 39. The man is like, oh, I actually don't know what to do in this moment. And it's one of those things where I hate it when reading Danmei and you finally see a different side of a character, a more vulnerable side, but it's with something so sad. Why gotta be this? You know? Right, they do not happen in any particular order. There's only one stage of grief and I refuse to move on like a fucking ghost. Not to feel my abs. Yes, I'm like, okay. That made me laugh. I was very happy. He definitely was waiting for that opportunity, like, hey, feel away, baby. So, and he'd been waiting for the moment to also pick him up in a princess carry as well, right? And so, of course, he still doesn't get the man's name. The man is like, if I come back, I will tell you my given name. But if I don't, then, well, I don't. So then we move forward to the next chapter. He said he isn't mourning the way SQQ wasn't. So when we move to chapter 40, we have basically, again, like I said, the man, Qingyu, he is disoriented after this dream at the time, my note just says OG Wancheng. whoever that is, or whoever's inside of OG Wancheng Jiang, blah blah. This is my note. Okay. Yes, he did ask early in the book, you want to feel my abs? And then he was like, oh wait, I don't have any abs. In volume 1. So, oh gosh. Right, he can finally pick him up. Also, I'm sorry if you guys can hear them doing landscaping things right now. So anyway, he's disoriented, and then soon after, he is packing up Wancheng's things, and he's reminiscing, right? And there is a letter left by Wancheng for his mother's dowry to go straight to Qingyu, and then he petitions the empress to let Qingyu go and be free. Let him marry if he wants to. Just let him live his life and do what he wants to do. And so Qingyu was even given like fields, villas, shops. Like Wancheng was like, I'm gonna make sure this guy is taken care of as soon as I'm gone. He's gonna have everything that he needs to live his life. And so then we have Xiaocheng. Where's the well? Just give me a second. The well that was drawn, not the one that's gonna be on the t-shirt, but the well that was drawn. Let's throw him down this well. Because what did he do? He decided to show up and he nastily pays his respects. Okay, and he taunts Tingyu. And at this point, we also get to meet Huaisher. Yay, new character. Greasy bastard. Yes, we also meet his shadow guard, Huaisher, who puts his sword to Qingyu's neck when Qingyu is just pulling out a hairpin. Wancheng's hairpin, right? So now let me see if I had any specific notes within that one and to make sure I show you guys any pictures. But yeah, within this chapter, I was just like, okay. And then even in this chapter, we have Steward Zhang Tian, hold on. Yes, I was right. Shi, who's got all the information about Lady Liang doing the salt trade and everything, and he's like, "What do you want to do? What do you want me to do with this?" And Qingyu says, I highlighted it because I was like, "Yes." He said, "Make sure your nose is clean first. Then let them make trouble on their own. Maybe the information will be useful in the future." And so he's just like, "Let's just sit on it for now. There's no telling what else is going to happen in this household. But if we can use it, we'll use it. Just not right now." Well, Guardians, unite. Throw monsters into our prison. Nachi said, "Yay, hi, shh, however it's spelled, name is your cup." Though by now, I'm really attached to it being an Aqiao because of the colors. Okay, so this is the cup that you guys, NFS said she was waiting for a character to appear before naming it, because clearly I don't name my cups. You guys named Tuntien, and so this one, so you're saying this is Shan Huaishu, but then you're attached to Aqiao? Go away, I'm reading. Does that give Aqiao? Make a decision, NFS. I am allowing you to name my cup, and you need to pick a name. Is it Huaisher, Shan Huaisher, or Shan Tiao? Well, Aqiao. Go away, so I figured it's a shadow guard. So Shan Huaisher. Okay, this is the name of my cup, you guys. And I'll spell it for you. You got one chance. Pick one. Pick one, NFS. Because Aqiao tells him we should go away all the time. Yes. True. I need you to pick one. Or do you want me to put it in the polls? What do you want me to do? Because we have to give it a name. ASMR. Yes. Poll it. Okay. We're going to do cup name. Aqiao or Shan Huaisher. Help me. Help me, y'all. Let me give y'all a second. You said you really like this character. I mean, it's a Shun, so either way, it's a win. That's how I feel. Okay, closing the poll in 5, 4. Wait, what am I doing? Wu, S, San, R, Yi, Liang, and poll. It's Aqiao. Okay, this is Aqiao. So say hi to Aqiao, you guys. I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. It's a Shun! NFS, me too. So, but yeah, so he's like, we'll just see what we'll do about these salt trades at a later time. Congrats to a Shun! We have birthed a Shun in Mari's household. Very happy about this. Very, very happy about this. So, In the scene that I mentioned, when Shen Huaishe holds his sword up to Qingyu's neck, here we go. Ah, Qiao. Here's the image, and then I am going to zoom closer just so y'all can see Shen Huaishe. He's cutie. He's a really cutie. I hate that the crown prince is good looking, but like when I compare him to like a certain hot guy in Yuwu, like in Yuwu he's the guy I love to hate, and this one he's just the hot guy that I hate. Like that's just it. There's no love at all. So anyway, Qiao, trying to be a mug, but being bothered constantly. Yes, the height difference. So he deserves better than the prince. I do agree, but I won't speak further on that. So that's pretty much it for that chapter. Then when we move, like I said, he was really just pulling out the jade hairpin that Wancheng always fiddled with, because at first he was fiddling with the calligraphy brush and would get ink on Qingyu, and that one time it got into Huantong's mouth, which was really funny. So then when we move to chapter 41, it is time to transport Lu Wancheng's body to Lean On by sea. Okay. We can make the prince not good looking. No one said well was full of water. It could be acid. I like the way you think. Okay. So, apparently I got really excited about something, so I'm going to, yes. Oh, I'll tell you guys once I finish my summary on this chapter. So anyway, they're going by sea to Lean On, right? And during one of their stops in Xunyang, Qingyu finally gets a tablet that says Jiang Da Zhuang, which is Jiang big and strong. But he gets this because that was when he and Wancheng were joking around. That's what Wancheng said. You can call me Jiang Da Zhuang. Water prison? Why not? Well, it's full of poison. You guys are so... And so then we have, moving forward, after that stop, Huantong and Lu Baishuo, the cousin, they get the illness. The whole epidemic illness that's going on. And Qing Yu, with his inspiration from letters that he sent back and forth from his master, was able to create a concoction for them to treat them. And they healed. Dun, 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 look at that. And so then he sends a letter to Hu Ji, who's in the capital, about this. Like, hey, don't know if this can help, but I think that this would be very, very helpful for this epidemic that is going on. So then we move forward, and we have that Qingyu is really, what I noticed, is he's really holding out hope for Jiang Dazhuang, is what we'll call him for now, to return. Like, it just, on so many occasions, the way that he would talk, the way that he would think, it's clear that he's fully believing, like, okay, he said 100 days. I believe that he is going to come back. And then, when he finally returns home, after that whole journey and everything, he learns that, number one, his prescription did help the Academy of Medicine make a more refined recipe to rein in on the epidemic, and that, number two, Gu Fu Zhou was suddenly revived. And I have, for my first reading of this, some eyeballs. The eyebrows are raised. Can y'all tell? It's not a very good drawing. But anyway, so Qingyu is summoned to the palace by the emperor after hearing that he was the one who made the remedy. So that's the summary for that chapter. But really quickly, I have a couple of notes for chapter 41. One of the phrases that I had been having such a hard time finding the Chinese way of saying it, the Mandarin way to say it, is he wouldn't stand if he could sit and wouldn't sit if he could lie down. Because the thing about this expression is when I tried looking it up, like even Google Translate, and so other sites would just have the English way to say it, but they wouldn't translate it, even if they said it was a Chinese expression. And then Google was not doing it right. So I had to reach out to one of my Chinese friends and ask, and she helped. So the way you are going to say this, I'm going to say it slowly, is 能坐就不站，能躺就不坐. So 能 is can, 坐 sit, 就 just, 不 don't, 站 stand. So can sit, don't just stand. 能躺 you can lie down. 就不坐 you can lay down. Don't just sit. It's small things again. So well written. I miss that person in my life now. I have a gap. Yes. Yes, when he was like going to sleep, feeling empty. But yes, so we have 能坐就不站，能躺就不坐. If you can sit, don't stand. And if you can lie down, don't sit. So there we have it. It's a valid life philosophy. I am sold on salted fishdom. And the great thing about salted fishdom is it doesn't mean a lazy person. I'm going to put it there, you guys. It doesn't mean a lazy person. It just really is more so like a person who lacks ambition. And I think from volume 1, we got to see that very well, that Wan Chang, at least his name in that body, he lacked ambition. But when it came to all things concerning Qing Yu, he was on it. Like, he was doing what he had to do. And even in his past life, he told Qing Yu that, like, hey, yeah, I was in the top of my class. There are plenty of things that I did not want to do, that I did not like to do, but I knew that in order to be the best, I had to do those things. Or, so like it was just one of those cases where a salted fish doesn't necessarily mean lazy. You can be lazy, but it's more so just about the lack of ambitions and just wanting to live life in the most chill way possible. All right, so let me type this out for y'all really quickly so I don't forget later. 能坐就不站。No, 能坐就. Am I gonna have to do all of this individually? I mean, geez. 就不站. Hold on. I might have to fix this. Okay, I'll do it all later. Someone just messaged me to make sure I do it because my Chinese character thing is being weird and I'm having to type each thing in individually because it's not recognizing it right off the bat. So yes, I will do it. Just remind me to do it. Put a message in Discord now, and then I'll see it afterward. I won't look inside Discord. In his case, I don't think it is grieving the way others are seeing. First, he knew he was long for the world, and there's hope to return. But from other perspectives, he was attached or in denial. Not push people with no ambition. You don't want to become their ambition, basically. So ultimately, I do still think he was grieving. I think he had the hope for Jiang Dazhuang to return, but he did still lose him. So I think he was grieving, but still holding on to the fact that, okay, he's going to return. So, shoot. If my husband died, but before he died told me that he was going to come back, like, I'm still going to grieve once he's gone, even if I know he's coming back. So that's how we say that phrase. Then moving forward, like I said, he was finally able to get that tomb for Jiang Dazhuang, and I mean the tablet. And I was so happy that he got to, number one, honor Wan Cheng, just like the individual Wan Cheng transmigration, but also honoring the soul that was in Wan Cheng. Very nice. Minus the whole calling him a bastard part. So then, let's see. I had another note really quickly on page 33. Hold on. Okay, yes. So here, talking about the point where he's holding out hope that he's coming back, it was like, it was Lu Wancheng being buried. What did the young man named Jiang have to do with it? He'd merely borrowed the young Marquess's body for a year. It's like, okay, you're really holding out. I love that you're holding out. We love this. So, yeah. Then we can go to chapter 42. Hold on. It is grieving, but hoping. Yes, a hopeful grief. I don't know where he's about to autocorrect while appearing cold. I think because grief can present as dissociation, as in not believing it's true, I think others actually saw through that, like he isn't processing it. Which, of course, well, I mean, why would they see it any other way? So then, when we move to chapter 42, we have Qingyu is remembering Wancheng's words. Hold on. Did I? Oh, so I have the. Okay, I'll make sure I touch on that again. And he remembers Wancheng's words about the emperor and how he might lust after him, basically, not just the crown prince. And so he dresses as tackily as possible to really draw attention toward him and then away from him, seeing the tacky clothing and then that being a repellent for the emperor. And hey, it works. So then we have, I said, how many times does the emperor want to be thrown down the well? Fill it with water this time so he can drown. You are so incoherent today. Oh no. So here we have it where, let me make sure I go there. I also think I meant to say the crown prince. Yes, I meant to say the crown prince. How many times does the crown prince want to be thrown down the well? And we already know why I'm saying that, because every time he interacts with Qingyu, he's like, Xiao Qingyu. And here's my angry eyes. Crap, hold on. That's some bad angry eyes. But I was really upset. I'm just like, how many times are you going to be acting like this? You know, like, he's so annoying, you know, and then he tries to pretend like he's actually being respectful, and it's not cool. So then he has a membership, just a little acid, creeps creepily. So then we also hear that General Gu, the one who has spontaneously, miraculously somehow recovered, he has now decided that he wants to take Lin Tingyu's father, Lin Rushan, as his godfather, which means that Lin Tingyu would be his god brother. Ha ha ha. And so it was very nice. Definitely a crown prince repellent to keep him from doing things that he should not be doing. So we have General Gu. This man has over 300,000 soldiers. He was the leader of the military generals, and he holds a lot of prestige. So he is not somebody that you want to mess with, right? So as we move forward, I noticed that the emperor's perspective on Lin Qingyu was very interesting when thinking, let me speak without spoiling, a certain character in QJJ and their perspective on some meritorious deed that was done. What am I saying? For those who have read QJJ, we have the emperor, right? His health has been fluctuating up and down, up and down. And then we have it where he wants to meet Lord Lean, who made this epidemic prescription. And it says, from one perspective, Lin Qingyu's contribution to Great Yu was comparable to Gu Fu Zhou's. Okay, and one helped the emperor maintain stability within the empire's borders. The other helped him resist outside aggression. Do y'all know? Do you see the parallel? Like, for those who are reading QJJ and have reached a certain point, do you know what I'm talking about? Like, without spoiling. I was like, someone else seemed to have this exact same perspective, but it was met quite differently. Every time I hear Gu, I think of Shapolong. Every time I hear Gu, I think of Yuwu. Especially since, I mean, it's a General Gu Yuan, but also General Gu Mong. My brain cannot, because I also really, really, really love Gu Mong. So, at this point, General Gu already had a good bias for me because his name was Gu. And he was a general. You're clapping. Okay, so Jazz, I think you know what I'm saying. So anyway, moving forward, as we keep going, we have number one, Qingyu wearing the crazy clothing. It was a great repellent. So then he gets elevated from the 7th rank imperial physician. Oh no, he gets elevated to a 7th rank imperial physician. And then we just have like General Gu kept getting brought up here and there, here and there. He said, OMG, Yubu too. Yes. So he just keeps getting brought up, and I kept side-eyeing like, okay, let's keep going. So then we also have another general who's out at war with General Gu and all of them. His name is General Zhao, and he wants to impeach General Gu for wanting to stay in bed and laze around. The Gus and the Shuns, baby. Yeah. The general wants to laze around and lay in bed, you guys. And while he's sending a letter to a memorial to impeach General Gu, General Gu is sending his own memorial to step down now that he has gained a new lease on life. Yep. Okay. Suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? Also, one thing that is mentioned in chapter 42 is that Qing Yu had greatly admired Gu Fuzhou when he was a little kid. And so Gu Fuzhou had joined the army at the age of 14, and he had become famous in a battle he fought at 16. At that time, Lin Qingyu had been only 4, so there is I wrote 12-year age gap. I just wrote it there because it seemed very important to write. The extended Shun family across Tamne. So when we move to chapter 43, we have Qingyu is packing up pretty much all of Nan'an residents. That man is basically taking everything. Not necessarily, but basically. And then he offers to take concubine Pan. Green flag number 1. Right, green flag number 1 is surname Shun or surname Gu. Automatic green flag. Green flag number 2. If your surname is Gu and you're a general. That's it for me. Okay. I'm sold. So he's packing up everything. He offers to take concubine Pan away, but she rejects him. And you said, as he should. But he does end up taking Hualu, who begs, like, please take me. And then he also takes the bunk bed, you guys. This modern creation made in his time. Anyway, so Qingyu doesn't immediately return home, actually, because it wouldn't fit propriety, if you will. And he ends up buying his own residence. Small, quaint, nice. Okay. Excuse me. I'm dying. Probably should drink water. I think that did it. But now my water's almost gone, so hold on. Sorry if I'm making you go pee, but also not sorry because I'm putting it closer to the mic. Not y'all! Not you guys are screaming. That's my last bit of water. So anyway, moving forward, thank you, Achao, for helping me because I don't know what happened, but yeah, it happened. Yes, I did it. I did it. So she rejects. He takes Hualu, takes the bunk bed. Didn't mean to go home. Da, da, da. Oh, I just said these things. Oh, yes, he stayed in his own residence for the sake of his family's reputation, right? So then we see that Qingyu is clearly missing his man. Name. I meant to type name. Oh. Name the. What are you saying? Name this too? That's not even mine. I've been using it. It's my husband's. From a play that he was playing in. This he brought this home, and I swear he's never used it once. I'm the one who's always using it. So, but it's still his. He was so weak for all the sweet little things he does that show how attached he got to his sick boy. And how could you not? Yeah, you said you mistyped earlier, but mistyped earlier on what comment exactly? You might just need to retype the comment. But how could you not get attached? And so we see him actually, where was I? Missing his man so much, and he doesn't even realize it. He's counting the days, 70. He's counting the days for when he comes back. And so with that, let me make sure I went over any notes that I had specifically in this chapter. It is your hubby's, thus it is yours. So let's see, we have also we have basically, Lady Liang, she went crazy. Lu Qiaosong died. Lu Niantao probably regretted humiliating him, and he was like, he hopes that everyone regrets it because he liked seeing those who offended him cry and rueing their deeds against him. Lovely, just lovely. And then you love the scene he misses his husband. These scenes, I'm sure you mean, yeah. So, I'm trying to make sure, because I didn't highlight a lot in this particular chapter, but we are good to go. Okay, so then we also have a moment where at the end of this chapter, sorry, just 1 second, y'all. Did I skip one? Hold on. Oh, I was looking in the wrong chapter. That would explain my plight. Page 53. I have a note that says, basically there is the memorials that are coming from General Gu. At the end of each was the same sentence. Please allow me to return soon. So this guy sent lots of memorials over and over and over again. Like, let me return. And my note says, I wonder if the handwriting will be similar and make Qingyu suspicious of General Gu. That's my note for the end of chapter 43. And those who offended his hubby, he enjoys breaking even more. Crunch. He says, anything that belongs to you. Why don't I say happen? Belongs to me. Anything that belongs to me also belongs to me. I know that is the saying, but I do not live by it. Anything that belongs to him unless he allows it to belong to me too. Most things that belong to me only for the simple fact that he's not interested in them belonging to him. I don't take his stuff most times. Just most times. He has his things that are his things. Yeah, of course. Of course. So then when we move to chapter 45, we have Gufu Joe will not let up on these memorials to the emperor to quit the military. The guy is desperate. Memorial after memorial. But the issue is that he's doing well and he's leading his men to victory for the time being. So it's like you can't be requesting to come home but still leading them to victory. And so, we have even General Jaw is like, okay, he's slowing down on his memorials because he's realizing that the general is winning things. So in one of his letters, he was like, okay, though the general is lazy, he can lead our army to victory. I don't want to pursue this any further. And then he sent another one. He was like, forget it. Bala. Forget it. We don't want to impeach him anymore. Please don't pursue this matter further, Your Majesty. And then Gufu Joe was like, you can't give up halfway, General Chow. You may have traveled 90 li out of 100, but the last 10 are the hardest. Perhaps if you send another memorial, the impeachment will succeed. So that by this point, I'm like, okay, that's him. My notes are like, that's him. It's gotta be him. Because who else could it be? From the Crown Prince's mouth, greasy. If it was someone else specific saying, well, that's a different story. So he's trying to convince General Zhao to keep up with his memorials to have him impeached. But the emperor, of course, denies the general's memorial because he keeps winning battles. So like, no, you got to stay your butt there. So boo. But he's still asking. Even after the denial, he's like, I'm still going to ask. So then we have where the crown prince shows concern for the emperor when his headaches and stuff seem to get like really, really bad. We have a moment this happens because, everything is just stressing him out too much. And he's like, is there something wrong with my father? And he's like, it's a recurring headache. Not a problem. And everyone's like, take care of yourself. But then, of course, the crown prince is like, okay, have Chu Jungda check on him. Do it immediately. And I was like, oh, so you do have someone you at least care about just a little bit? That's nice, I suppose. Still don't like you. But I at least wanted to point that out. But then the other part of me is like, do you really care? Or are you just pretending to care? Like, is this a scenario where you are a son who wants to take the throne once your father is gone? Or are you the kind of son that will take the throne and make your father gone? But so far, I'm leaning more towards he's waiting until that moment comes. So we'll see. Imagine wanting to go home, but you are too good at your job. Work smarter, not harder. Honestly, that's why they say you should never be too good at a job, because once they see that you're good at it, they will continue to use you, take advantage of you, and it won't be fun. It won't be fun at all. So then as we move forward, we have a little physician beef between Chungda. It's a one-way beef. But in Lin Tingyu, he's beefing with him because he ultimately does not respect him as a physician, based on the way he lived as a male wife and all that stuff. And then boom, suddenly he's the 7th rank. How dare you? And so he's openly disrespectful, which is really sucky, but okay, fine. Be resentful if you want that he skipped a couple of steps. Okay, so as we go forward, we have Qingyu just calmly bites back at this man. He's so unbothered, so his retorts are just like, okay, whatever. Like, for instance, when Chu Jungja is pointing out, like, okay, everything must be done step by step. We don't know if there are going to be any side effects lingering. And he's like, such side effects would only make themselves known because the patient was still alive. So he's like, did I not do my job? Did I not keep people alive? The other option is they could just die. That what you want? Like, generally speaking, medicines do come with side effects, but they're alive. Yeah? Okay. And so I just love it. He's just like, sir, who are you talking to? Like, calm it down. I just love him so much. Doc Chu just makes me laugh. Because he's so resentful. So, then we have Qingyu having the time of his life in the Medicine Academy library. And then he spots a man that is heavily injured. So moving on to chapter 45 and 46, which are our final chapters. Yes. So in chapter 45, we have this bodyguard, this shadow guard, if you will, who is Xiao Cheng's shadow guard, Shun Huaishu, who was almost the name of my mug. He is heavily injured by the 5 poisons powder from the western regions, and he was trying to sneak his way around in there. But it becomes very apparent to Lin Qingyu when he, does some of this stuff, that Shen Huaishu and the Crown Prince are not just superior in subject. They are clearly intimately involved. And so, again, he saw the wounds. And you said, oh, love this scene. You love this scene. But does this scene love you? No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. And so this is the beginning of... hold on. Yeah, so Shen Huaishu is trying to apply this medicine by himself, and Lin Qingyu is just like, sir, how are you going to get certain areas? Like, just let me help you. I'm a physician, for crying out loud. Okay, then we move forward, and we have scene switch. The Emperor's migraines, they're getting worse, and Xiao Cheng has to take on more duties. Okay. Guy walks like he just got off of a horse. What was happening on the horse? Just kidding. So the Crown Prince has to take on more duties, and then we have Qingyu. He starts putting little seeds in Huaishu's ear. That's how I interpreted it, because Huaishu is clearly in love with the Crown Prince. And Qingyu is just trying to say certain things that basically are just like, dude, you deserve better. Like, dude, what are you doing? You could do so much better than this man. And I want to see if I highlighted any specific examples. 1 second. Oh, yes. When he's like, you're suffering here. And where's the Crown Prince? Perhaps holding someone else in his arms and enjoying his night while you're sitting here bleeding to death. And you said, no, you weren't. Not QJJ, that poor horse. But he's like, he's probably enjoying someone else while you're sitting over here bleeding out. And then he's like, oh, the Crown Prince can favor whoever he wants to. And Qingyu's just like, okay, sure, fine. But when the medicine wears off, come back and find me, and I'll give you more. And so, let's see, because I said this, but I want to make sure I'm getting all of the points. When did they meet again? I'll skim through it in a second. So then, we have them meeting at the temple. I think it was Changshang or Changchun. I always forget the name of this temple, but I guess it's because it's not really that important. The point is that it's the temple. But they meet at this temple, and what happens is Shen Huaishu ends up seeing a specific design on Qingyu's medicine travel box, and it is specifically the secret Shen family's sigil. Sean Huaisher's family, obviously. And it's for the Tianyu sect. So he's like, where did you get this from? um, Tianyu being the girlfriend you need. Right. And I'm surprised I didn't highlight like every single section, but I think it's because I was just like, well, I don't need to point out every single thing in here. But the point is, he is talking to him at certain moments, and it's just like, don't you think you deserve better? Like, why are you looking down on yourself? Okay. So then they are, actually, I think I skipped ahead. Hold on. No, I was fine. So we have, oh no, I'm sorry. They're in Shan Huaisher's room. That's where they are. I didn't write that correctly. So Xiao Chang eventually comes into the room while they're meeting. Okay. Tianyu, meaning heavenly prison, feels poignant. Poignant. I don't like saying that word. Where was I? So Xiao Chang comes into Shan Huaisher's room, making a nuisance again. And he's like, what are you doing here? Are you sleeping with him? Sure. That's exactly what's going on. And he's like, I'm an imperial physician. It's kind of like my job to, treat injuries. Did you forget what I do for a living? And then Xiao Chang is like, injuries? You're hurt? Like, sir, aren't you part of the reason why he's hurt? I mean, there are other injuries, but aren't you part of the reason why he's hurt? Because you were a bit too rough? Okay? It's a weird word. It is. His husband really shares his cheat codes. And so he's like, do you remember what I do for a living? Treating his wounds. And so then after that, he's kind of like, okay, well, what are you doing here? What use do I have for you? And Shan Huaisher is like, this is my bedroom. So I think the real question is, what are you doing here? And so we move forward from that, and we have General Gu, the man. He has sent another memorial. This time, he's saying that there is a code in this letter that he sent that might contain military secrets, and all people should hear it so it could be figured out. What is this code? If odd, change. If even, remain the same. And all I had to say in that moment is, eek! Because that was like the confirmation for me. I was like, okay. I mean, I already knew it, but now we know it for real. I do not, in fact, know any Korean tops, LOL. Not you don't know. It's him! Right? I mean, that's what I was like. It was kind of like even more solidified than reading this when we were reading it and we were like, he's definitely a transmigrator, right? Definitely a transmigrator. And finally, forever after we got confirmation, I feel like it was more clear in here. And honestly, even though it's still not said at this point, I was grateful to the author, because sometimes, I feel like if it was someone else, like, I don't know, Meat Bun, we would probably still be kept in, like, suspense or just, like, in a realm of not knowing. But I think at this point, after hearing that, we know. Like, there is no question about it at all. We just know. We're just waiting for the moment for it to be revealed, right? Waiting for it to be revealed to Qingyu, waiting for when they finally meet, all of that stuff. Like, we know that all that has to be said was that right there, period. And I was like, yeah, that's it. We know. Wait, show it again. Show my, what am I showing again? This? Eek! What am I showing again? Our boy. Oh, Wan Chang. seriously, y'all, I love Wan Chung's look. Shoik. um, he's so handsome, and look at how like happy he looks. But it's and okay. There we go. Okay. If I change, I don't know if I held it up long enough. For me, Bun, the characters have years of parting. This man didn't want to wait long. mm. Yes, I appreciate that we aren't being left in like super heavy suspense for a long time, and that things were a bit more vague. It was one of those things like as soon as we read it, we know exactly who it is, right? So yeah, can you read it now? Um, but yeah, we know. Now we're just waiting for it all to fall into place. So then when we go to chapter 46, I'm going to assume that the is you being able to read that. Meatbun likes to stew in anxiety. We don't get that here. It's just like, oh, he's alive, and we know he's in general goo. Like this is how I felt reading. So then, yay! I'm glad you could read it. Okay, great. So when we move to the final chapter for today's review, we have all the officials are racking their brains to find out the meaning of this code. They're trying to discern, excuse me, and they just cannot. So Xiao Cheng believes that this code is related to why he wants to return to the capital. Sir, I'm gonna need you to be a little less smart. Please. So anyway, with his suspicions, he says, okay, let's have the Hanlin Academy try to decipher it. Keep them locked up in the hall. They can't leave. Let's keep everything tight-lipped about it. He wants everyone in the whole capital to hear the saying. We're only going to leave it to these people, okay? And let them figure out. So let's do this. Then we have the Empress wants to meet with Qingyu to talk about Wan Cheng's letter to her, about, what he said in it that was mentioned earlier. And so Qingyu goes to the temple, right? This is the scene I'm mixed up between the previous chapter. So he goes to the temple to light incense for Wan Cheng after, his meeting. But Shan Huaishu is there as well to talk about the sigil that he saw, which, again, Qingyu, he knew nothing about it. Like, he didn't know what it meant at all. Even when he saw Wan Cheng drawing it in volume 1, he was just kind of like, what is that? Mm-hmm. So he talks about the sigil, and only knows that his family and the Tianyu sect, they're all gone. Why you gotta be smart at such an inconvenient time? Right. Please be a little less smart. Be a bit more stupid. Be a little less capable, will you? Thank you. And so he asks if he could take the medicine box and destroy it. And Qingyu hesitates for obvious reason. It's his medicine box, the one that was made for him by Wan Cheng. But he's like, okay, sure. So he shings it all up. He does not disappoint. Oop, my cat has joined me. Hi, kitty. Meow. That was your hello. So he destroys the box, and he finds a jade plaque with the Tian Yu symbol on it. And it says, Sui City, Shu Prefecture, which, if we remember, this is also the same place where Lady Liang was doing the illegal salt trades. So anyway, before leaving the temple, we have the monk from before in volume 1 giving Qingyu something from the imperial preceptor. It is a note with 10 words, a batza, and a name. What we know is still just Jiang. That's it. We don't know what the words are. Imperial preceptor. Can you tell us what the words are exactly? Like, please, because we didn't get it. We didn't get it. And then I think also, no. I won't say that. That was it. That's basically that. Not basically. That's the first chapters. Hi, kitty. She looked up when I meowed. Eee! I am proficient in cat. Have none, but I got them. You just put a picture of her in the Pets Discord. Hold on. Mario just all readers. I'm gonna show you guys this kitty. Meow 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 meow. Meow 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 meow. Okay, here we go. So adorable. I love the expression. He's like, "You call me?" Hmm? These perceptors are so intentionally sus. So that's pretty much where we are. Or that's where some of you are. I'm done. But the next chapters that we're reading are going to be, I believe, 47 through 53. Yep, for Thursday. So now we can just chat for a little bit, y'all. I'm not going to say too many things about how I feel about Volume 2 since I read all of Volume 2. What I can say already, like, actually, I think the main thing I wanted to say about Volume 2 from reading those first few chapters was the lack of suspense of who he went into next was just very, very nice for me. I didn't want to have to be wondering, like, who is he popping into next? How many live streams are we having for this volume? 5. Just 5. And we're only having 5 because I'm taking a week break. So I wanted to make sure that we had it done before then. And honestly, I think what I've done, which I won't know, I guess, until our next live stream. Although I think I did pretty okay with this one, having binged everything else and then going back to this. It just makes my life a lot easier if I just take a couple of days to binge this and then we just talk over it. And then other times where maybe I would be reading this, I can be doing something else. So next live session, Thursday, March 5th, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is going to be chapters 47 through 53. And he said he had a time limit, so he had to rush. He really did. 100 days, sweetie. And it was already 70 in one of the previous chapters. So 30 days left, my love. You got to come to the capital, you know. So then this Saturday, just so you guys know, March 7th at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we are having a live reading of QJJ. We are going to open up book 5 together. So we're reading the opening 3 or 4 chapters together. And one of the other reasons why I binged this volume is because I need to tell you guys the end results. Hold on. And I saw another question. I'm going to answer it in a second. For the thing that I put out for my my Patreoners, Thrice Married to a Salted Fish, for recording, won. It was 54.5% vote to read and record it on my channel. So I was like, if I can binge it and read it all, have it out of the way, then I can start over and start reading it and getting those scheduled for when, I'm not sure. But definitely all of the goal is to get volumes 1 and 2 uploaded before volume 3 comes out. That way, if anyone needs to, they can do like a refresher and everything. So yeah, that is the one that won. So that is the thing I will be working on. Again, this is a Patreon exclusive. I will let you guys know when I have figured out what exactly the launch date will be. So there's that. Still working out how I want to voice everyone. I also listened to like the first 3 episodes of the audio drama. Oh my God. Anyway. So there's that. Let me look at what was said here. You said, LMAO, wait, this is the first time she's been compared to Evil Larry. Mari-chan, since you have read all of Volume 2, did you see the audio slip of the book? Did I see the audio slip? I don't know what you're talking about. Bye, Suki! Well, I'm glad you were able to stay for us to talk about those chapters. So no, I did not see what you are talking about. What are you talking about? An audio slip of the book. Oh God, I am so behind on QJJ. I will never catch up. Sweetie, catch up. And for those of you on Patreon, you're actually getting the final 4 or 5 chapters tomorrow, and then it'll be Wednesday for YouTubers. That way we can all be caught up. Wait, is it Wednesday or Thursday? One of those days for YouTubers, so that everybody could be ready for the live reading, because it's going to be Patreon and YouTube. And then any other live readings that happen this month are going to be, YouTube only, the highest 2 tiers. So you said it was a close vote. It was really close. I was actually like, oh, I see. A lot of people really like. Actually, it was I cannot talk. 1 vote off. Just one more vote than the other. That's hilarious. You may be behind on Salted Fish, but you are ahead on QJJ. We gotta choose our battles. Yes, audio drama on Mawar, which I'm super duper excited about, but also super, like, my wallet is not excited about it, because in the past, when I've tried to purchase anything on Mawar, it would always make me go through WeChat and then would ask for my government ID. So I was like, I'm not doing that. Absolutely not. No. But then the other day, I happened to be listening to a free episode, and then I listened to it to help me go to sleep, and then I woke up and there was a thing on it, a message, and so I clicked on it, and then it led me to the purchasing thing, and now it has Google Pay in there, and I was like, you don't need my government ID anymore? This is great, terrible, great. Oh. So, but yes, it has 2 seasons. Salted Fish has 2 seasons in Mandarin on Mawar. Very, very exciting. You only have to listen to the updated chapters for QJJ from today. Okay, good. Yeah, I recorded a lot yesterday. And there was 1 extra chapter than it was initially supposed to be, so I have 1 less chapter to read today and tomorrow morning to get it uploaded. And then I'm going to have a couple days of a breather. This was done intentionally so that I could take me a little woosah, you know? It's like a short trailer. Oh, well then yes, I did see that. I did listen to that. I didn't remember how I came across it. Did you send it to me? I don't remember. I just remember that I did indeed see the trailer, which made me go to Mawar just so I could see how many free episodes they had. And then I ended up realizing that, oh, I can purchase. The audio is very nice. Very, very nice. Is that where QJJ is? Yeah. Yeah. You said you love KOD's audio drama. I didn't know they had an audio drama. After this, I'm going to listen to the new QJJ chapters. Yes, I hope you enjoy them. So I'm going to check out the KOD audio drama. Not necessarily to listen to it, because I want to just read the books. But I think when I am given the opportunity to do so, I will listen to the audio dramas, at least like the first episode, just to hear what the characters sound like, you know? So it's kind of scary to listen, though. That's fine. No. Well, they do have subtitles, but it was only in Mandarin, which is not a problem for me. I was just like, I mean, what I understand, and what I don't, I don't. That was pretty much my thought process behind it. So yeah, anytime I try to like see if I can change the subtitles to English, I don't find that. I don't find that at all. The whole app is in Mandarin, which makes things difficult. So I don't know. Maybe if I pull it up on the laptop, it'll make things easier when I can just translate it to English. But I never do that. So, but yes, audio drama. What's the horror subgenre genre of KOD? Cookie, you can answer that. Cause me don't know. I also thought about switching my schedule because I have, after QJJ, us reading How to Survive as the Villain, then Legend of Exorcism, and then KOD. I was thinking, what if I do How to Survive as the Villain, KOD, and then The Legend of Exorcism? Only because KOD is done and we would get more time for Legend of Exorcism. And I mean, How to Survive as a Villain also still has one more book that needs to come out as well. But yeah, I was just trying to like flip things around. But we did a vote last year, and the books are in order from what you guys wanted. So actually, yeah, I guess I won't be changing the schedule. That y'all voted for this schedule. So this is what it is. Well, then, I can buy it as language learning, listening comprehension, and reading practice. Honestly, yeah. And I realized I remember more words than I thought I did. Like, it's funny if someone asked me how to say it in the moment, I'd be like, bruh, I don't remember. But then when I heard it, I was like, haha, that's patience. It's just really random. So, sorry, out of the loop. What is KOD? Kaleidoscope of Death. That's our final book series of the year, at least our final official book series of the year. I'm sure I'll be done with all of these series, or maybe not early. Who knows? I don't know, actually. You've been holding off on Legend of Exorcism until someone else was reading it. Yep. We will be reading it soon. In fact, my schedule has it listed for us to read. Reading schedule, Excel sheet, January, February, starting in late June is when we're supposed to be reading that. So we will see. KOD is mystery, supernatural, horror, and fantasy. Literally, way to explore different horror genres from one arc to next. LOE is good. First chapter was choppy for Fei Tian's work. Well, that's fine. It's just one chapter. Oh, volume. Well, it's fine. It's just one volume. It's okay if it's choppy as long as it's still good. How much is it like? What are we talking about money-wise? Crap, I don't even know what exactly we're talking about. Are you talking about things in the comments for KOD or talking about audio drama? What are we talking about? We found some snippets of KOD audio drama on YouTube. Yes, please share it in the Discord. Just put it in other Danmei general. You haven't purchased KOD. You're too afraid. You don't know if it'll be your cup of tea. Well, I suppose you could just wait until we get to it and hear me read like the first few chapters and maybe make your decision from there, because you can purchase the books independently, I think, and then you can also purchase them just like volumes 1 and 2 together, volume 3 and 4 together, or something like that. How much horror are we talking? Full Metal Alchemist or Saw 3? So first off, I didn't know that Full Metal Alchemist was considered horror. Second of all, I also did not consider Saw 3 to be horror. I consider all of the Saw movies to be gore. To me, blood and guts and all of that stuff is different from jumping out of my seat. But hey, Like, I loved Saw so much growing up. Very, very much. It was so good. So good. I have no idea what unlimited flow is. I just got into Don May last year. How much of the audio dramas? I don't know. It was Mar. Come here. You. Okay, Sanjia. Chengyu. Oopsie, that is not what I meant to click. Wait, Nikama. Not trying to play it. Trying to, because I think it's based on like tokens inside of the thing. Yeah, I don't know. I have to look. I didn't look too deeply into it because I don't have money for it right now. So the only thing that I can do is just look it up for y'all now and see. Mo. Wait. Mao R. Let me see. Loading. Boom boom. Boom boom. Boom boom. Boom boom. Hold on. It's nowhere to be found. Oi. In the trying to figure it out. Well, if you don't let me, thank you. You wanna reach out. You wanna give in. Why aren't you pulling up the information for me? Why are you being a meanie? Bro. Oh. No, still bro. What are we doing? Okay, NFS. I was trying to figure it out for you, but things are being too weird. Or did I type it in wrong? Oh. Wakan the Wenti. Hey. Okay. Okay. Moving here. Let's translate everything to English so I can give hopefully a proper answer. Okay, y'all are just trying to explain this while I'm looking up stuff. Considering leaving work early. Wait, I mean, if you can, by all means. Okay, so when I try to buy, it looks like purchase this show. Wee. Oh, see, now it's doing something different when I'm on my laptop, so I don't, compared to when I'm on my phone. Bro, y'all, this is like the most... Why is this so difficult on my laptop compared to on my phone? Yeah, me don't know. Thank you, Cookie, on multiple accounts. Yes, thank you, Cookie, for being helpful because I'm trying to be for NFS and I'm failing. But I guess the process for which they do things on a desktop is not the same for trying to do certain things on the phone. So that's automatically weird. Like, I don't understand why this is a thing. But I'm gonna attempt one more time. $7.49 for the whole thing, or just like might be $8. Don't quote me on that, but I give up for the time being. Okay. I give up. I'm a quitter. There's too much work for this salted fish at this current time. So, did I say everything that we're doing already? Yeah. Um, yeah. I think that's pretty much it, y'all. Unless y'all want to just chat about some things. Said no worries, Meg. Both global examination and KOD are that genre. Yeah. I'm actually really excited to get to How to Survive as a Villain. Because I already read it before and it was really, really good, just in the fan translation. So I want to see how the official translators did this. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out, but I couldn't because it's all in Mandarin. But then when I try to do things on the desktop, the process is coming up differently. So I don't know what's happening. Like the verification process that I had an issue with is what's coming up here on on the website. So I truly don't know. You actually really love the infinite flow concept, so you figure you're going to look more into it. You need the book, have to get paid, right? I just need more money so I can buy more books. I mean, that's all I want to do, right? Isn't that what we all want to do? We just want to do that. All right, enter my password. I'm trying one more time. Beep, boop, boop, boop. Okay. Nope. It's not working for me. Psycho, the movie? Oh, shoot. I actually I've never heard of Psycho. I've heard of American Psycho, or am I tripping and it's just called Psycho? Which one is it? Because I actually don't know. Mm, you put the cover in Discord. The Earth is Online is a popular unlimited flow. Psycho, I guess. I've never heard of this. Black and white film? Hmm. I'm gonna have to cut all of this out when the video is done processing. Um, so anyway, you guys, any questions or comments for me? Any chit chats y'all want, or are we good to go here? Because now all I'm doing is like trying to figure out things on Mawar and having little to no success. So I think that we could actually like just dip, and I'll put some more drink in out y'all because I'm thirsty. Y'all good? That is a cool cover. It was. There's a lot going on, but it was cool. Okay. I'm going to say we're going to go ahead and go now. I was waiting for a second for questions or comments, but I think we're all good. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the first 7 chapters. Yes, we're going to read some number more. I don't know. And I'll have to basically review my notes. Now you need a purple mug and make them boing. Why? And why are you procrastinating on reading QJJ? Hmm? Do not feel bad for reading the whole book. I already read the whole book. So now what I have to do for Thursday is all the notes that are in my phone, I'm just going to copy them down and put them in at the end of each chapter. You ain't got to feel bad at all because I did it. And you know what? I'm glad I did it because it has taken a little bit of stress off of me. We were talking actually in Discord about on the moderators channel, that is, about all that I be doing. And it was just people basically saying, like, how are you doing so much? And I'm doing a lot. It's like, yeah, I am kind of doing a lot, you know, but I try to make sure I give myself some breaks. And sometimes one of those ways of doing, giving myself a break is to do a lot of work and then give myself a little breather for a few days. You will note that you said bonk, not boink. I mean, I don't know what bonk is. I only know what boink is. So just saying. But anyway, that's enough, you guys. I will see you all on Thursday. Literally see, even though I still won't see you, but you'll hear from me again tomorrow. So I hope you have a good day and or night. I will see y'all next time. War Eineman. I think I'm gonna take a nap. A nap sounds good. You might sleep now. It's pretty late. It is pretty late. Go, Betty. Bye. NFS. Good night. You wanna reach out. You want